So I did ask about how popular you think it is here, and it was kind of interesting because the other day I was at the beach, and typically, like I guess my demographic doesn't skew that young, but it's not common that I have, I don't know, like 10-year-olds come up to me. I had this group of 4 kids run up to me, like, "Are you a YouTuber?" And I guess they recognized me off some videos. I said, "Yeah." They weren't like super familiar with my channel, but they knew they saw me somewhere on YouTube. And I don't know how, I think it was just a flat out question. They were like, how do we optimize? Well, I didn't say optimize. How do we build muscle for jiu-jitsu the best? And I was like, that is a wildly specific question and also a weird coincidence because I've never really had anyone ask me that. I was like, oh, have you heard of Craig Jones before? And they freaked out. And I was like, this is crazy because in general up here, like this wasn't like Vancouver either. This was like many suburb cities higher where it was just this random lake and these kids. And they were pumped to hear that I'm doing a podcast with you. And I told them, well, first they actually said, can he come here and do training? I was like, he's probably a bit busy, but I said I would ask you as far as maximizing training, because I'm assuming, and this is probably a good part answer to the question, is it's not just about building muscle, whereas I see a lot of really jacked out of their tree athletes that doesn't necessarily translate to you're going to win. Like, what are the things you think should be focused on if you were to hypothetically go back in time and tell younger you, like, how do you expedite your progress as fast as possible? What do you focus on?
Honestly, I would say just training in such a way to avoid bad injuries. So some guys get so pumped up for training and they want to fight hard and they want to beat their training partners that they just get injured all the time or they're injuring their training partners. Like just finding the right group of people to train as hard as you safely can. Because it's like, it's who sticks it out. It's like who can last, because you're putting your body under a lot of stress. It's probably the same in weightlifting where guys will push too hard, injure themselves, they're gone for 6 to 12 months, and then it's super hard for them to come back.
Yeah, if you have the wrong training partner who you're trying to hang with, who is way further along than you, or you're trying to like prove something, an ego lift, like career-ending shit can happen.
Exactly. Hard to come back. I guess it's like in the gym, you have to
Do you know who Larry Wheels is?
No.
Okay, so he's like a power lifter slash, I guess he does compete in bodybuilding. He's not a pro, but he has a crazy physique and very known for his strength feats. And he has a really big YouTube channel. And often the collaborations with him on YouTube are in the gym trying to like basically do his workout with him. And it's almost become like he's almost infamous for like not ruining careers, but like putting you in positions that are very likely to you feel pressured to overextend past what you can do to try and like hang for the video. And people just like blowing out their pecs, like fucking themselves up and getting like multi-year injuries. And for bodybuilding too, the cosmetic appearance of something ripped off the bone and then reattached is not necessarily and ever going to be the same.
He's sabotaging him.
So, but like, and I'm sure he has no intention of this. He's just a guy who loves training and invites people to train with him. And that's how he likes to do it. But it's a good example of like, pick the right training partner and know your limit, I think. I'm sure for BJJ, there's probably similarities where there's, you go train with somebody and then you feel like you have to show them up with some crazy submission or like whatever. And what are some of the things you see?
Oh, yeah. I mean, guys just not wanting to tap, getting popped.
They show how tough they are and then just like fucking tear their knee or something.
And then obviously that's an ego-based decision. So when they have to take time off from the sport, if you take time off to recover an injury, when you come back, other guys have gotten better.
Yeah.
So the prospect of returning to the sport, to lose to people you were better than, already puts a big wall up. So it's like most of the guys that I started training with, like, there's a reason very few make it to black belt, let alone make it to higher echelon in the competition. It's just fought to the death every day, or overtrains, or like just doing crazy shit, just ego-based decisions, and they've just never made it to the end. Some guys just unfortunately have brittle bodies. It seems like some people are just predisposed to catastrophic injuries. And I would say maybe jiu-jitsu is not not for them, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
that would be number one for me, is like trying to mitigate injuries, because you don't want to have those injuries when you finally make the higher level competition and you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like you're like guys will like you will have say you get your knee popped, it could be close to 100%, but it's almost like you've got PTSD from the injury.
Right.
And then you compete, and the next time someone gets close to it, they tap straight away. They're so scared of the injury again. So
Yeah.
it's like avoiding any of that.